Where are you? Something, baby? Baby. Cheese! Who are you here to see? Bands. Who are you here to see?
I'm here to see all three.
All three, Truck, Piss, and Dear Evangelist.
I'm here to see Dear Evangelist.
Yes!
I'm from Sarnia, Ontario. I'm in a band called Amp Screams God. He went to school in London, Ontario. We grew up in Petrolia, which is about 20 minutes from Sarnia. Like, I'm very acquainted with Toronto. Like, I mean, as far as the West End goes, like, there's, something like Project Nowhere. We play experimental as well.
Oh, that's sick.
And like, I mean, our dream is to like come here and do something here because whenever I come here, I come to a show here, I feel understood.
Yeah.
I see the music, I feel understood.
So long ago, I grew up in Oshawa.
Oh, true. My partner's from Oshawa.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's
No way.
I'm Tyler.
My name's Tay.
My name is Gareth. My name is Gavin.
And you guys are just the band, yes?
Indeed.
Amazing. I have one question. Do you guys consider yourself punk?
I grew up on riot girl music, which is like a feminist subgenre of punk. And yeah, I would say like, at least growing up, my like introduction to the music scene was very DIY, very like community oriented, underground. So like not a lot of like official venues where there were rules, which is both a beautiful thing and also could be like really dangerous. I found a lot of freedom through the punk genre, but also grew to be extremely critical of it. And that's kind of where Piss came from, because it's like about my experience growing up in an alternative music subculture that was super toxic. And something that's really prevalent in hardcore right now is like, and always has been, is like this attitude of violence being encouraged. And we're a band that's like, okay, well, we're anti that. We want to be critical of violence, and we want to be really mindful about what violence is. So maybe not looking at punk and just taking it like a uniform and putting it on, but the ethos of like whatever is happening, being critical of it and doing things differently. It's like, I think, something that drives us.
Hi, welcome to Project Nowhere. Who are you here to see and what's your name?
My name's Ian. I'm here to see Piss and Truck Violence.
Piss.
A band called Piss.
Yeah, and I mean, I like what you said about like violence being like more common in certain spaces. That like is something I thought about a lot, because I was always super critical of the violence in the punk scene, but at the same time understood how important it is for people to have an outlet. And I've talked about this in interviews before, how like there isn't like a natural outlet for anger in like just your everyday life.
Fuck the Richmond Tavern, I gotta say. They hate you. You roll up and they just fucking hate that you're there. Places are do-it-yourself venues, okay? We tried to book these fucking do-it-yourself venues, and they're coming at us. They're like, okay, you can play here, but you gotta put down a $200, $300 deposit. And I'm like, man, I want to play, but not that much.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't even bringing that much in on the door.
Like, that's not do it yourself.
It's not do-it-yourself. That's for profit. It's like, bro, I have a job. We all have jobs. We all work for the man. The man want to take every fucking last bit. And you coming at me, you are the man. Fuck you.
And people are rightfully very angry about a lot of things right now. And I think that like those spaces where you can be violent are important. I want to go about it in a more mindful and thoughtful way. And I want people, because anger is always like a secondary emotion, right? And it's always hiding something that's more difficult to face. I want people to feel their anger and to express their anger, but then like feel challenged and safe enough to be challenged to kind of explore what's underneath that. And I think to do that, you have to lead with a lot of vulnerability, which is where the performance comes from. For me, I never fully felt like, even though I was just kind of doing like whatever I wanted, like I really considered music sort of this space to just fuck around and didn't take it seriously, like didn't take the craft seriously. And I think that's important, and I think that's what attracts a lot of people to punk music, is how accessible it is. So people can just come in, learn one chord shape, and then they can write a song. For me, it didn't start to feel like I was really expressing anything until I learned about craft, because when you only know one chord shape and you don't really know about like the tools of language, you can't say anything that you can't also just say in a sentence. And like the best art expresses things that you can't just say in a sentence, right? That's why you're making art, so that you can talk about something that's like incredibly complex and like feelings that are more abstract.
That sound good? We're called Piss. That's P-I-S-S. We're from Vancouver. This is our first tour. Super excited to be here. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everyone is aware that the set we're going to play for you today contains explicit mentions of violence, in particular sexual violence. So please take care of yourselves, look after each other. On the topic of that, we have, I don't know how many are left, but free earplugs over here. It's going to be loud, so please protect your ears. It's also a super full room, which is fucking awesome. If anybody needs to leave for any reason during the set, please raise your hand really high, and everybody pay attention for a raised hand and move the fuck out of that person's way. And one more thing, I don't want to tell anyone what to do with their bodies at my show, but I want to invite you, if you feel like hitting anyone or pushing anyone, to just do like a vibe check around you, see if the people around you want to be pushed. Okay, and I'm going to yell at you now.
Postures of submission and sexual access, and a major motif of pornography as a form of entertainment is that women are raped and violated and humiliated until that point we ask for more.
Some words are bigger than bodies. I never learned how to get them out of my mouth.
We have to find some way to keep the rapists off the street. Now, there are different ways of doing it. Law is only one way of doing it. I myself favor violence.
And like for me, I work so hard to make it so that a lot of the like artistic choices that I'm making, or like the technical choices, are not blatantly obvious, so that they can actually do their job and make you feel something. But because I'm an artist, anyone gives me the opportunity to be like, here's why I did this and this, like, I'll geek out on that. I love doing that shit. So.
Interior, a girl's bedroom, nighttime. A girl lays on her back in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Something has been cut. Sorry, again. A girl lays on her back in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Something has been weighing on her for a long time. The room is lit by the face of her cell phone. His number is dialed. She's finally going to cut. Again. A girl lays on her back in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Something has been weighing on her for a long time. The room is lit by the face of her cell phone. His number is dialed. She's finally going to let him have it. At first, I thought I was only dreaming. You cut again. At first, I thought I was only dreaming. You saying you've only ever known violence, but there was a cut again. But there was a kindness in what you cut again. But there was a kindness in what you did. How each night you cut again. How each night you waited for me to leave so you could cut again. How each night you waited for me to leave so you could be alone with my body. It's just a dream. Each night I felt it cut. I felt it cut. Again, I felt it dark and warm.
They played so quick, and also I was in there for 1,000 hours, but also one lip.
Exactly.
And the last band, Kiss.
Kiss was so
the best
good.
show I've seen in a long time. Like that, like was life changing.
That last song was like.
I was standing there and I was like, transcending and